Hey guys, welcome back. It's Lucid, and we've got, I would think it's turn 14 in Mountain Arena. No messages, so I think we'll start off where we see some action, which let's start off with the Sauromatia situation. All right, so this is very interesting. Mictlan is pushing into Sauromatia, and let's take a look at, he's got a lot of Rain Priests. So this is showing Sauromatia a good deal of respect. I'm pretty sure he's going to be doing quickness. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a lot of quickness. Those are very fucking angry jaguars. Holy shit. So those are the ones that got quickness, these are the ones that didn't. I don't think they have, do they have swiftness in their blessed too? They do not, which is fine. Ooh. 6 strength with blood surge and 2 attack skill. Yeah, I mean, those guys are spooky as hell with quickness on them. Yeesh. So the interesting thing, okay, so Sauromatia takes this back. That's good. I think if they let Mictlan on their cap, they're done. The thing is I think if Vanheim lets Mictlan take their cap, it's going to be a very hard game for him. I mean, I think if he takes their cap this early, I mean, Niflheim could try to take it. You're basically setting yourself up for a 2v1 against Niflheim and Vanheim. So that's like an interesting thing. Like, if you finish this war before these guys have committed to a war with each other, it's going to be maybe rough. The question is, of course, can they take the cap? I mean, this is a Mictlan army showing ample respect for Sauromatia. And with quickness on them, they're going to be able to get past the defense of the Oreapata. Hey, look at these guys. 18 attack. Some of that is the blood surge, which they might not have at the beginning. But these Oreapata, let's take a look at them, see how they'll stack up. You have to worry a little bit about the bless, but honestly, when they go into Jaguar form, they're going to be even more murderous. 24 defense, so 18 attack against 24 defense. They're still not going to hit all that often, but, and this is a very important but, they're not going to hit all that often, but they're going to be attacking twice as often. So even if they're missing a lot, they're still going to be swinging twice as much. However, and this is an important however, without Blood Surge, let's take a look at this Mictlan stack without Blood Surge, because depending on how much PD or how this is all set up, like I think the way to do this, if you're these guys, luck is also really good against this. So depending on what he's got, if he puts a luck on his little Oreapata, the thing is they would always, basically it's the same thing as Body Ethereal, because these guys are gonna one hit kill them. So it means luck is always gonna be in effect. And that's gonna combine with their pretty high defense. So they're only, with the Bless, they're only at 15 attack. This is gonna hit only like 5% of the time versus the Cav. Let's see if they any of them switch form. I don't think they will. It's possible there's enough friendly fire to trigger one. No. I actually think Sauromatia might can win this. The Jags aren't going to love fighting the Archers, and there's some risk here. Like, Mictlan could switch up their formation and put these guys on the flanks instead of in the middle. If they don't switch, I think that's like a major risk. I think if you're doing this, you basically script these guys to take like turn 1 and maybe turn 2 luck. But you don't do hold and attack. You just do, well, no. They're doing hold and attack. I think you can do hold and attack too. And you're basically going to have these guys with luck versus these guys with quickness. And maybe, depending on your research, you could do quickness too. But you know, Mictlan has a lot of mages, but you would have potentially all of your mages. Mictlan could also play it safe. Does he have a scout here? He has a captain. He could also play it safe and ping you. He could also... He's probably going to have blood slaves so that at the end of the script, he can do summon imps. If he gets enough imps, that could also swing it. So this fight could go either way, I think. I think Oryapata with luck, if he's got enough of them, I think they could win against Mictlan. But if Sauromatia doesn't do everything right, this Mictlan stack's going to stomp the shit out of him. And this is showing like very good scripting from Mictlan. So we'll have to see. And of course, the other X factor is where does Vanheim choose to fight? Coming up to Vanheim, he's moved over here. He's taken this. The Jin have taken this province. And he's taken this. So he chose to not contest the Jin on this one. And we have no idea where the Jin are going to go. Maybe they could actually pretty nearly one turn pop this forward if they saw it. And this is a pretty aggressive move into Niflheim. But Niflheim's kind of busy over here, but Niflheim also doesn't have troops. And in general, you don't really want to be trying to face tank Van here with Nifl Jarls. I don't think this is a great... I mean, these are not impossible to tank because they don't really have that strong of a bless. It's more of like a stat resistance thing. But part of the stat resistance is cold resistance. So they're not really going to fall asleep. Not with 10 cold resistance. I mean, not quickly anyway. Even with Fate Weaving, I don't think. So I think this is interesting because Ubar's a free agent. He may choose to attack Vanheim. Otherwise, Vanheim might attack Niflheim. Coming down to the Lanka front. Lanka attacks here with a huge stack. Again, these players being very... I'd say Mictlan and Lanka, both blood nations, nations which otherwise might want to kind of turtle up, are being very aggressive and being very not greedy. They are moving their mages out with their stack. And I assume he's got Bloodlust ready to be cast as well. This was the move I thought Lanka would take, and I believe this province was in range of Mictlan's capital. So he patrols out a Lanka scout in his capital, and he's got 430 archers. This could be like a higher bound roll. If he had flaming arrows, I think he should have rolled out and taken the fight here. I don't think waiting another turn is necessarily a good thing. Because now he can combine here with this stack and this stack. And, you know, that's going to be spooky as hell. But, you know, he could move here and take this. Demons also don't really need to eat, so you would normally have to worry about moving a stack like this into a wasteland, but he could also go here and go here, and then maybe move here the turn after, right? So he could be unpredictable, but I have a feeling he's just going to try to pound it home and say, come fight me. And I don't know how that will go. Again, I just don't know how this will go, but I think with Flaming Arrows, Machaka has a real fighting shot. But hopefully we get to see it. I would have probably tried to have taken a fight here with Machaka. Come what may. I just don't like giving up this much land. He's had to give up a lot of land now. It's okay if he fights and gets it back in short order, but he kind of needs to get moving. Yeah. Let's see if he has a mist caster. Yeah, this is a mist caster. Okay. That'll help a bit versus the flaming arrows. Not a ton. Okay. And then Agartha, they move back here and take the Sea Dog province. Probably a little annoyed. But they're not being too aggressive with TNN. TNN's trying to think up counters, I guess, to this god before they pick a fight. But Agartha does have units moving out here to the front line. I expect we're going to see them move here and here respectively this turn. The Morningstar. And then I'm guessing with them, he's going to go try to take a fort. Though it's also possible he comes south. The other thing that I was thinking he might do, but I don't think he did, because I was thinking he would bring this army here and consolidate this turn and then take out Bogus. just to get the sweet gear for his god. Hard to know. Hard to know. That's that. I've been through that column. The TNG column, that's a lot of Warriors of the Five Elements. This is pretty clearly broadcasting his move that he wants to attack Hinnom, which I think is probably the right call. You don't want to be putting high-value giant-type units in front of Warriors of the Five Elements. But what we can see is he does have... he's recruiting archers. Okay, he's getting basic archers, which actually is what you want to get, and slingers. So he knows what is up. He's getting archers and slingers. This is really good play. I love seeing this. Right? Like, he sees what's coming. He's preparing to react to it. They both know there's going to be war. He's getting, he's getting the Avite heavy archers. He's getting archers here. Logistics is going to be tricky, getting all these guys to the front in short enough order. Given that he's doing this, I think it's more important that TNG go ahead and make their move. Because their strategy is not going to change much unless somehow they get a very quick Aerofin, which I highly doubt. Their strategy is not going to change much, and the counters are starting to come online, but they don't exist now. So I would go ahead and move, maybe try to take this fort. The problem here, of course, is to cross this, you need mountain survival or heat. And there's not heat in this province yet. So there will be in summer, so maybe he times it that he can cross it. He would actually attack this turn, and the next turn will be the beginning of summer, and he'll be able to cross. So if he's looking at the seasons and maybe has a scout here, he would know that this is the right turn to cross, like to attack. So we may expect violence on this front next turn. Hinnom attacks out this way, and meanwhile Yomi's pillaging here. Apparently he's going to turn this into an Oni pit. It's already at 264 unrest. And that is a tremendous amount. That means he's going to be getting chaos power on all these dudes. So you do not want to fight 3 Dione and 25 Kooni when they're in Chaos 3. If you can help it. And there's more Kooni coming down here on top of another Dione. This isn't really looking great for Hinnom. Basically, he's still in a 2v1. He's got Yomi looking at him, and he's got TNG looking at him. He might have the resources to fight off one, but not both. And I don't think the counter, I don't think bows and stuff, they're going to be okay against, they're going to be pretty good against the Kooni. They're definitely not going to be good against the Dione. The Dione are going to be immune to archery. So this is going to be pretty spicy. I don't really know what he's going to do. There's a Melkwort here. Presumably he's going to roll out and try to take this underwater province this turn. But looking very risky. Looking like a rather dire situation for Hinnom. We've already looked at Yomi. We've looked at Mictlan and Ubar. Niflheim, they're not really doing anything. They pulled back. They had killed some Oreopata in the previous turn. And I think they're going to let Mictlan take a pass at Sauromatia. And they're probably, if I were Niflheim, I'd say, okay, Mictlan's going to take Sauromatia. I probably need to come down here and deal with Vanheim. But this could be like a 3-way love triangle if Ubar also goes on Vanheim. And not the kind that is going to work in Niflheim and Ubar's favor. Like, they're attacking through the same point. You can't really 2v1. I mean, you could, because Ubar can fly around, but, it's not going to last. Niflheim and Ubar will have to fight immediately. So I don't know how that's going to go. Also possible this army just turns around. He's starting to get a lot of Jin and Uberian archers. I'm guessing he's thinking, too, a lot of archers here. I think he's thinking about going after TNG. I bet you this army turns around. It probably disappears from the map. Or sneaks or something. I don't know. Maybe we see it next turn. I think it comes back for TNG. These archers are what you make if you're planning on fighting TNG. Because these Warriors of the Five Elements don't have shields. Not what you make if you want to fight Yomi. It's okay at clearing out the Yomi chaff, but it's not much good aside from that. All right, so that's really interesting. And I think that's actually about it for this turn. So this will be a really quick episode, guys. Only 15 minutes. But I think next turn we'll see a lot of fireworks. So tune in, see what happens. Take care.